This week on the Transit Channel, we talk about part 2 of ranking public transit to NHL arenas. This is the Transit Channel. We start off in Dallas on the west in the Western Conference. If you haven't watched my first video, go watch that before this one. But we are at the American Airlines Center, home of the Dallas Stars. The arena's not too great. It has some bus routes, some light rail, heavy rail, and 2 major airports, which is good, but not too much like up to standards like a major city, so I'm going to give it a 3 out of 10. Now we head to Bridgestone Arena in Nashville, home of the Nashville Predators. This arena is right on Broadway, so it's right downtown. So it's in a good location. It just doesn't. It has a few bus routes, but nothing really else because Nashville doesn't really have that much transit. So it has that one heavy rail route, and it's just down Broadway, down the street. But nothing really else other than that. So I'm gonna give it a 2 out of 10. Now we head over to St. Louis, home of the St. Louis Blues at the Enterprise Center. This arena does not have much around it, but it does have a good light rail system that they are trying to expand with some bus routes, or with a lot of bus routes around it, because it's right next to the Amtrak station. Like, you can walk to the Amtrak station from the arena. So I've been there. I like it. So I'm going to give it a 3 out of 10 because it's not like great though. Like, because they don't have transit that much in St. Louis. Now we go to Minnesota in Minneapolis, home of the Minnesota Wild at the XL Energy Center. This arena doesn't have too much around it. Light rail, some Amtrak, and some buses, but other than that, not too much. So it's not great. It's not like, it is kind of bad. So I'm going to give it a 2.5 out of 10. Now we head into Mountain Time in Colorado, home of the Colorado Avalanche at Ball Arena. There's not too much around, as you can see. There's a lot of parking, but there is the light rail right next to it, which makes it a little bit more user-friendly, but not too much around it. There's some heavy rail, some bus routes. The heavy rail looks like SEPTA, but I'm going to give it a 5 out of 10 because it's okay. Now we head west to the Delta Center, home of the Utah Hockey Club, the newest team. This arena does have a lot around it, but it doesn't have a lot of transit around it. There are some light rail, heavy rail, not that much buses, but it's decent. So I'm going to give it a 2 out of 10 because it's not great. But now we head over to a good city, which is Chicago, home of the Chicago Blackhawks at the United Center. This original 6 team. They've been around for a while. They are in one of the biggest cities in the country. A lot of everything really except light rail, which I'm giving it a 10 out of 10 because I don't know what else you can add really except light rail. Now we head north into Canada to the Canadian Life Center, home of the Winnipeg Jets. There's not too much around. There's a lot of buildings around, but not too much transit. It's really downtown, but it only has bus routes. It doesn't have anything else. It has some VIA Rail, but nothing really else. But I'm going to give it a 4 out of 10 because of how many bus routes it has. Now we head to our first team in the Pacific at Rogers Place, home of the Edmonton Oilers. This arena is pretty big, and it's pretty downtown. It doesn't really have that much transit because there's not that much transit in Edmonton, and it's kind of far from the arena. So I'm going to give it a 4 out of 10 because it's not great, but it has some light rail, and it has some bus routes. No airport, though, in within an hour. Now we head to Scotiabank Saddle Dome, home of the Calgary Flames. This arena, not too much around it. Nothing except a light rail. It's pretty bad. So I'm going to give it a 0.3 out of 10 because there's nothing really to talk about it. There's nothing there. It's just parking lots. Now we head over to Vancouver, home of the Vancouver Canucks at Rogers Arena, our last Canadian team. This arena is really downtown. It has some transit around it, but there's not too much in it, except there's like really one of everything except VIA Rail and a light rail. So I'm going to give it a 2.5 out of 10 because you would just want to see a little bit more, like subway routes or bus routes. But now we head over the border to Climate Pledge Arena, home of the Seattle Kraken. They have a bunch of bus routes, some heavy rail, a monorail, which is a light rail. Nothing really else, no airports. So I'm going to give it a 2.5 out of 10 because it has stuff and it's kind of downtown, but could be better, and it's a 2.5. Now we head down to LA at Crypto.com Arena, home of the Los Angeles Kings. This arena has some stuff, a bunch of bus routes and heavy rail because it's in a major city, but they don't have that much subway and light rail. They do have a lot of Amtrak though, which is why I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10 because it's good. Like, it'll be good for mostly the average fan trying to get home from like a game. But like, it's not perfect with how far it goes. Now we head to the Honda Center in Anaheim, home of the Anaheim Ducks. This arena does not have much around it. Just has some buses and heavy rail, and one Amtrak. There's not really a airport there or a Union Station. It's just kind of like a regular commuter station, which is why I'm going to give it a 1 out of 10 because it's not great. Now we head over to SAP Center in San Jose, home of the San Jose Sharks. This arena is pretty good. It has some stuff. No subway lines though. It has some bus and heavy rail. Could be better with some subway, but it has light rail, which is not as good as subway, but still good. Which is why I'm going to give it a 6.5 out of 10 because it would be pretty close to a 10 if it had a subway. But now we head over to the T-Mobile Center, home of the Vegas Golden Knights. This arena is right on the Strip, and it doesn't have much around it though. It has some buses and light rail and an airport, but really besides that, nothing else, which is why I'm going to give it a 0.7 out of 10 because like it really should be better. That's it for this video, so can you please like and subscribe so I can continue making this content because I like making this content for you guys and I hope you guys like watching it. If you could leave a comment saying, because I read every comment, if you could leave some suggestions for videos you want to see, I'll try and make them. But yeah, I hope you like part 2 of this series. So thanks. This is the Transit Channel.